Heineke?
You heard it last night.
You need Heineken.
You heard it last night, Skip.
Wait, are you back on the bandwagon?
I'm on it, Skip. You gave me the field. Why you care if I celebrate who I celebrate?
Every day you have a new pick in the NFC East except the right pick, which is the Dallas Cowboys.
And I'm going to win due because I got the right picks.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll get to that crazy Thursday night game between Washington and New York in just a minute. But let's start with the Cowboys. Dallas is looking to avoid an 0-2 hole to start the season as they travel to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. Now, the Cowboys relied heavily on Dak Prescott in Week 1 as he threw 58 times. So it'll be interesting to see if they feed Ezekiel Elliott more. So, Shannon, who wins, Dallas or L.A.?
Skip, I always felt this was going to be a very challenging ball game. Before, I thought they were going to be without their two best pass rushers, arguably their best defensive player, DeMarcus Lawrence. And now the one thing that we've seen from the Cowboys is that they don't do a great job of generating pressure, Skip. Yeah, they force turnovers, but none of the turnovers came at the hand of Tom Brady where they punched the ball out or something like that. It was a turnover because of pressure. Even though, give them credit, they got the 4 takeaways. But I've always felt this was going to be a very difficult game. Now you lose Lyle Collins, and you're facing a premier pass rusher in Joey Bosa. And so with that being said, I'm sure they would like to get Zeke involved, but Skip, we're going to talk about this later. They transitioned away from that. You don't pay a guy $40 million and say, we want you to hand the ball off 30 times. You do that because you expect him to be able to throw the ball, spread the ball around the field. And when I look at Rashawn Slater, who did an unbelievable job last week against Chase Young, Balaga, now he's been nicked up a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see if he can go. But if they got those two bookends, they should be set. Because now, with no D-Law, with no Randy Gregory, possibly no Randy Gregory, we don't know yet. They haven't totally...
I would pretty much say no Randy Gregory.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You say that. Look, you all down. I'm sorry.
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn yet. Skip, look, I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game because it seems to me that's all Dallas is in. It's very high-scoring games. Dak's throwing the football around. And so with that being said, I'm going to take the Chargers to win a very close ball game, seemingly maybe like the game we saw last night, a walk-off field goal to win it. I'm going to take the Chargers 34-31. I think there'll be a lot of points scored in this ball game, but I'm going to take the Chargers in a very close ball game and a walk-off, 34-31.
Wow, you're going to give us a walk-off loss. That's pretty good, right?
I mean, y'all in the moral
Would that be another moral victory? That means we'd be 2-0 in the moral victory column?
Yes, unfortunately, there is not a column for those.
That is big of you. I'm going to remind our viewing audience that a couple days this week, earlier this week, the Hall of Famer across from me, Mr. Shannon Sharp, said, you know, you guys... Cowboys will probably win that game at Chargers. You said that a couple times on the show. And now we get to D-Day, Friday, reckoning day for Shannon Sharp, and he has now flipped it around to Chargers will win on a walk-off field goal.
Well, I didn't know you was going to be without Gregory, without D-Law.
Okay. All right, now it is my turn. I'm about to tell you why I believe my team will win this game.
Okay.
I believe my season will start Sunday at SoFi Stadium. It will be so fine for us. It is the Super Bowl site coming up next February.
Enjoy it, because you won't be back.
And who knows? I'm not going to go that far, but who knows? Crazier things have happened.
Nothing that crazy has ever happened.
And I'm going to remind you that everybody who is lost on my team right now will be found by midseason. I think even DeMarcus Lawrence will be back sometime midseason. He did have to have some surgery yesterday on his little toe, which got fractured. I just believe in 8 weeks or so he will return.
Little toes, woo.
Okay, but I think they got it fixed, and I think he is a warrior, and I think he will be back. And I know Lyle Collins will be back because he's just suspended for 5 games, so he will get healthier and healthier through that time off, right?
Yep.
And I believe Randy Gregory will not be able to play this week, but he definitely will be able to play the following week as he comes off the COVID list. And I believe Michael Gallup with the strained calf muscle, 3-4 weeks, we'll be back. So all the above will come back right on time as we start to heat up through what gets to be an easier and easier to me schedule. But this is a tricky game because this is at the team that went to Washington on opening day and held them off 20-16, while the quarterback Justin Herbert converted 14 of 19 third downs.
Right.
I will give you all of the above. But all I know is that I liked my team going into opening night at Tampa. I told you it was the most unfair opening night circumstance that you could ever throw a team into because you're playing a team that is coming off defending championship. And I believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will win all 20 games this year. I believe that Tom Brady, we're going to talk about him. He's now saying he could play until 50. I believe that at 44, he's playing at as high a level as he's played at in his entire career. That's what you faced on opening night at GOAT. And what did you see on opening night?
A loss for y'all.
You saw nothing but greatness from my team. You saw shock. You saw awe. You saw, wait a second, they look a lot better than I thought they were going to look. You saw Dak Prescott, to me, play the greatest game of his Cowboy career. And he's had a bunch of good ones, but that was a great one. And it went all the way down to, speaking of, a walk-off field goal. It took the GOAT all the way to the bitter end for my Dallas Cowboys to pull it out. And along the trail, my kicker, Zerline, coming off back surgery, left 7 points on the table because he missed 2 field goals that he usually makes. Even though one was from 60, he's Greg the leg, right?
But I love how you just saying about what Cowboys didn't do. But what about Godwin fumbling on the 2?
Okay, he did. But my guy CD, and I love CD, this is going to be a breakout year, and this is going to be a breakout game for him at Chargers. He dropped 3 passes. Huge. He killed the first drive all by himself. That will not happen this Sunday. I believe there was big carryover. I told you Hard Knocks was nothing but great for my team. It was a springboard into the first game. It made them all feel a little better about themselves because they were on stage where America's team is supposed to be. And they took that momentum right into Tampa and played the hell out of them. Just played them right down to the last drop of that game. And I thought it was the greatest loss in Cowboy history. And I'm not kidding about that. It was such a great loss. I actually petitioned the league office to consider it a tie because they effectively tied the GOAT at the GOAT. Am I right?
No, you're not right.
No. I'm feverish because I'm on fire with my team. Okay? So I love it that this week all I heard was doom and gloom. Oh, no, they lost him, and then they lost him, and then him, and him, and him, and him. I don't care. I'm only worried about who is there. Is my quarterback still healthy? Yeah, I think he is. Yeah. Coming off his greatest game ever. Is my running back fresh? Because he barely carried the ball. He had some great blitz pickup, and boy, he knocked the soup out of Devin White a couple times, didn't he? Okay, but is he fresh and ready to tote the rock? Yes, he is. And I believe you're going to see a lot of this on Sunday because I believe they will balance it up. I believe that as I looked at the Chargers last year, they ranked 18th against the run. I know they got Derwin James back, but I think they are just average against the run. And I think you will see that we will eat. We will eat as a team, and we will be far more balanced than 58 passes to only 18 runs.
I think the thing is, Skip, you know Gus Bradley, and you know he's a very simplistic guy. He's a cover one robber, what we used to call lurk. They drop the safety down to get that 8th guy in the box to stop the run. So you're going to get a lot of single coverage outside. With that being said, I got a $40 million quarterback. They dropping the 8th guy down in the box. What do you think we should do? With CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper singled up one-on-one outside, what do you think they should do?
Okay. A couple of times they scored against the box the other day. When the box was loaded on the Thursday night opener, Zeke had a couple of nice runs. He had a 13-yard run against the loaded box, and he had a big 2-yard run for a first down on a key 3rd down against the box.
2 yards, huh?
No, but he got it all by his lonesome. And I'm just saying you're going to see more of that. I think they will say, damn the box this time. You can bring up the safety all you want to, and I think they will bang Zeke because they will try to wear them down and out. Okay. And I think they will be far more successful. But speaking of my 2 stud receivers, they're both upright. They're healthy. They're eligible. They're not on the COVID list. They're good to go. I've got them. I got little Cedric Wilson in the slot where he belongs, and I think he's going to do some damage on a little Edelman-like option routes.
You know, Amari done got his one good road game out the way, right?
What'd you say yesterday? It's early. He'll be good in this road game, right? It's not cold. It's going to be warm in SoFi, right? It's not against Stephon Gilmore up in New England. It's not at Philly for all the marbles at the end of the year.
So I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correct. You're back on the Amari train now, correct?
Well, so far, so good. Well, where was opening night? Was it at home? No, it was there. Was he pretty good? Yeah, he's pretty great down at Tampa,
so
right?
You back all in on Amari?
I'm all in on my team because I love. Here's my point about this game. When I first started covering the NBA back in the mid-1970s, going into the 80s, there was a theory that abounded, and it was called